All right. Good afternoon. Good evening, right? Like it's 8 o'clock. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Got a lot of my favorites in the room already, which is always super cool. When 8 o'clock, when you see a room get full, it's quite flattering. All right. Really, really super cool stuff. All right, so let's let everyone get in. Should we play a little music, right? I was listening to a little bit of like oomph, oomph, oomph today. A little bit more of not exactly the rainy day jazz, but totally cool. I see my girl Laura in here, who is just cooler than the other side of the pillow. I see Trace. I see by Tange. Brian wrote the most amazing email the other day, which is really cool. And that's just like a quick glance of who's in the room. So we'll give it another 2 minutes, let everyone get in. Tonight, so I see that I'm on two cameras, right? And that's because one of them is going to be a screen share. So don't let me, like I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here, right? Totally cool. You know, let's just get into it because these are recorded. And anybody that wants to watch it, totally could. So, all right, let's go to share screen. And I believe everyone can now see this. Let's do this. Let's move this over here. Let's bring the chat bar over here. Okay. So can you see this screen? I hope so, right? Yes. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and blow this up. Ah, cool. Hey, Tanya. All right. So one of the most, let's see, where am I talking? I'm talking over here, right? Okay. So one of the most premium offers that we have, in fact, when we started Rhino, our most expensive offer was Rhino Premier, which has now been called Rhino Wealth. What it actually is, so I was quite successful in a past life on Wall Street, being able to identify which stocks do well and which ones don't. And through doing so, you learn a couple of things, right? Stocks that exhibit this, do this. Stocks that exhibit that, do that. Take that, multiply it by 1,000,000, bring it to like the depths of your heart, times it by infinity, and you're barely just getting a glimpse of what these calculations actually look like. So with that being said, I was able to write our own algorithm, which is able to identify certain points. Now, what you're looking at is our super duper duper list, right? So there it is. There's only 13 on it because what you're seeing is actually that rare. Now, these 13 are amongst all of these indexes. So when you add it all together, you're looking at close to 3,000 stocks. The S&P 500, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the Russell 1000, the Russell 2000, different sectors, and inverse ETFs. So we're able to identify, do we believe the market's going to go up or do we believe it's going to go down? Now, a lot of this kind of sounds like what other people would say, right? Oh, well, it's in our best opinion. And if the fundamentals match up with the technicals, like take that, throw it all out the window. I was a behavioral science major, so I very simply can tell you what drew me to the US stock market was that it was behavioral science on display. Everyone will always act in their own best self-interest and especially when it comes to money. Money is a thing that everyone collectively is always looking to gain a little bit more of. Therefore, everyone's behavior when it comes to money is the top of the line. Like is their most competitive behavior when it comes to money. Therefore, when someone buys a stock, it's with their most competitive analysis that they believe that stock's going to go up, and vice versa. When they sell a stock, it's because in their heart of hearts, their most competitive analysis, when they measure their emotional behavior with their logical behavior, plus all their fundamentals and technicals, all of it is in their belief that that stock's going to go down. So the question then becomes, well, Ant, you kind of said a lot of things, and it sounds like a lot of variables. Yes. But if you filter it all down, what is the one constant in every single example I've given you? People. And when people make decisions, they all make them for the same reason because we're all coded the same way. Therefore, if I make a decision because I believe this is in my best interest, I'm doing so with all of the requisite talent and and knowledge and facts and experience that I funneled down all of that into that one decision. Therefore, if I could go ahead and identify the moment that people make decisions and have already calculated all the reasons they would have done so, I could then go ahead and identify the moment that something is a buy, because we've already calculated all of those things. And now we're looking at just that one moment, right? So what you're looking at right here is our super duper duper list. And I like super duper duper. That's why it's called that. That being said, it's only 13, which means of all the stocks that we've looked at, only 13 meet the criteria for right now. So for those that don't actually, well, some of us are already a part of this platform, and I'm actually having an open offer for anyone that would like to be a part of it. You're simply just going to email me, respond to the email I sent and just said, hey, Ant, put me in as well, and I'll go ahead and attach you to our platform. Everyone will be involved in it, but until the app is actually out, we're operating this through just email, in which case I could include you in the morning email that includes you in everything that we're doing. Also, we do Monday lives every morning. Therefore, you'll get some one-on-one time as well. That being said, those that are new to this are taking a look at this and saying, okay, Ant, cool. You have some numbers here. You have a number there. You have these numbers here. What makes this so special? Well, it's so special because what you're looking at is so rare. Yeah, 13 of 3,500, but you didn't really see that. You just hear me telling you that. So let's go through it, right? Not crypto, inverse. Let's say we go through the NASDAQ, right? Okay. These are all the stocks in the NASDAQ. What you'll notice is, okay, well, now these numbers are a little bit more rare. Well, what's this? 13, 14, 15. All right, it spiked up. Well, that's kind of cool. All right. So let's pay attention to some stuff. Look at that spike after 15. Now, as we go through more and more charts, you're going to notice that these numbers are quite rare. They don't just happen, which means, well, the reason it doesn't happen is because only the most unique situation that has to line up completely and perfectly to our entire algorithm will it ever even register. And in the best effort to go ahead and be completely non-biased, we just go ahead and apply that algorithm to every stock. We don't pick individual stocks. We don't say, well, this didn't apply because of this reason, and maybe we'll let it go. No, if it's not there, it's not there. So let's go ahead and scroll down, right? Yeah, no numbers. I don't really see any numbers. Okay, here's a whole bunch of numbers. Now, there are certain... So this would be a bad example, and it's really terrible that it has to be the first example. But when you have these numbers and this is red and green, it's super indicative of something that's about to bounce higher. So for instance, let's see, 15 red and green. Okay, bounced up. What's our next red and green? Okay, 27 red and green. Did it bounce higher? No, it stayed flat, so you would have got out. Now, all of a sudden, these are 30, 31, 32 red and greens. But the reason why this one would never be one that we'd ever touch is because look at the volume. Volume is like the market's lie detector test. If it has no volume, it doesn't really matter what it's doing. Now it has volume, which is why this stock is even something that we would look at. But over here, it wouldn't. But I do have to go ahead and share that, the reasoning behind that, because our rest of our presentation is going to look at numbers like this and say, oh my God, what a great buy. And then you would think back at this moment and say, well, it wasn't a great buy here. Well, it had no volume. It has to have volume. Okay. So let's continue. Do we see any numbers? Okay. Now, look at that. 16, bump, 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 right? Now, we probably would not have touched this because we need a 16 red and green, but 16 green with a light red, maybe we would have. In fact, today I just bought something with 18 green and light red. So that is something very possible. But the point is, when it gets to a number like 16, like you've seen before, bump, 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 right? So let's continue. Okay, here we go again. Where's our red and green? Okay, 18, red and green. All right, 19, red and green. Bump, 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 bump. Right? So when it gets over 16 and you find it to be red and green, those are our moments. And I don't want to oversimplify it. One could be watching this and saying, okay, you got a 16 red and green, cool. Well, here's the thing. I created the algorithm that produces this number. I went ahead and created this. I created this. All three of these things are completely aligned for what we created. Therefore, for you to say, oh, okay, I could just find a 16 red and green. Yeah, it sounds simple, but if you don't have the 16 and you don't have the red and you don't have the green, you can't do any of those, which means it's simple for us because we spent the time building this, right? So let's continue. All right, 12, 13, not high enough for us, but what happened, right? 12, 13, 14, 15, no red and greens, we would never touch it. And you could see the difference. Look, 12 red and green, 13 red and green. If you are more risk adverse and you're like, all right, and I don't need to wait for 16, I'll take the 13, you would have done quite well. But look at this, 15, but no red and green, so you would never touch it. It has to have all three. At least have a green and a light red, right? All right, so let's continue. 12 red and green, I wouldn't have bought it, but maybe you would have. Boom, right? There it is. 12 red and green, I wouldn't have bought it, but maybe you would have. Boom, there it is. Now, that boom is not a bump, 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 bump. It's not like a really, really big move. It's only a 12. We don't buy 12s. If you want to, you can. Okay, cool. Golden moment, 20 red and green, right? And the reason why you see this is because we actually highlighted this. This was a real email that went out. 20 red and green is what we call a golden moment. Look at that. So let's get rid of this so you could see it. And we highlighted, there's the red, there's the green. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is what, 29 to 36? It's a very big move. All right, so let's continue. And again, I don't know what stocks are going to come up, by the way. Like, we're doing this in real time. I'm sharing my screen with you. 12 red and green, 13 red and green, bump, 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 right? What do we have here? 14 red and green, 15 red and green, now 16 red and green would get me excited. Okay, bump, bump, bump. Nothing too much, but your next question should be, Ant, how do you, like, you obviously don't know where the stock's going to go because 16 red and green is something you really like, so you're probably convinced it's going to go much higher. How do you know when to get out? Very simple and good question. When we purchase something, we immediately put a 40% stop selling, a limit, which means if we purchase something at $1, immediately after we purchase it, we have a sell limit to sell it at $1.40. Now, the reason I'm able to say $1 and you're able to look at this and say, Ant, well, that's $47. That's not $1. And Ant, this never went up 40%. You would have lost a bunch of money. No, well, we buy options. Now, options are derivatives on stocks. It's basically like betting on a stock. So as a stock, when you buy a stock, you own an equity in the company. The company could go up, the company could go down. You own a piece of the company. An option is betting on the price of that stock getting to a certain price by a certain date, meaning you're buying or selling a contract with somebody. So if you bought a call option, you're buying a contract with someone that you could call away their stock at a certain price by a certain date. So let's say a stock is $9 and you buy a $10 call, which expires next month. You now have X amount of days till expiration to call away that stock from someone. For them to sell you that contract to call away their stock at 10, it's for a price. They want a premium. So let's say the stock is 9, you're looking to call away their stock at 10. They say, okay, you have a month to take away my stock from me, which means you could take it away at any price you want, but you have to guarantee me you're going to pay me $10 if you take away that stock. And for that privilege, you're going to give me an extra 20 cents. So your break even on that stock is now $10.20. The stock is 9, you paid 20 cents. The stock has to go up $1.20 for you to break even, right? All that math made sense. Well, now let's say that stock goes to 15. Well, you only paid 20 cents for a stock that went to 15. So you could call away the stock at 20. You could call away the stock at 10. You paid a premium of 20 cents, which means your break even is $10.20. But now the stock's worth 15, which means you could call it away at $10 and immediately sell it for 15, which means you could sell it for $5 more than you could take it from someone, which means that contract that you paid 20 cents for is now worth $5. 20 cents to $5 is what? 2,500%, 25 times your money. So that's the way options work. If you didn't understand that, you could easily get an education on options by going on YouTube. Also, I could actually do a one-on-one and share it with you. Also, if you're a participant in our program, you will understand them because we do them every day and we do educate everyone. The point of the story is when using options with this algorithmic process, you make 40% quite easily and quite often. In fact, last week, we made 40% on Monday. We made another 40% on Wednesday and decided to close our books for the week. And the problem was on Friday, we would have made 500%. But 40% on 40% is 96% in 1 week. We're happy with it, right? So let's continue. 20, almost a golden moment, right? Green, no red. But 19 red and green, that's pretty close to a golden moment. Let's see what it did. Bump, 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 right? Would you have made the 40% in here? So let's see, right here, the stock is 108. Let's say you go out for the next month and you say you want to take the stock at 109. Now you can see how slowly the stock moves. 108 and all the way up here is 110.80, right? So 108.50, 110.80, so $2.30 is all the movement, and that's a really big move for this stock, which means at 108.50, if you went out and said, listen, I'm going to buy the 109 calls, I could call away this stock from someone at $109 if it gets there in a month. Might have cost 20 cents. Really might have not cost that much. Well, now that 20 cents is worth almost $2 because think about it. If you could call the stock away at 109 and it costs you 20 cents and the stock really goes to like 111, well, how much is it worth to you to be able to take someone's stock at 109 and immediately sell it at 111? That's worth $2, right? I'll take this at 109. I'll sell this at 111. I made $2. I only paid 20 cents for that right, which means I made 1,000 times my money, 10 times my money. All we're looking for is 40%, which means we would have made 40% probably by here, definitely by here. So if you could make a consistent 40% on a weekly basis, what is that worth to you? Well, it's worth a lot. There were people, our first offering of this was $2,000 a month. Then we lowered it as we went ahead and brought more and more people in because we want to help the common guy, the regular guy, the people that were like us, not our high net worth clients when we worked on Wall Street. Now we're giving it away for free for our platform. And that's what all of these calls have been. Everyone knows Rhino has a platform and we're waiting for the app to come out, but we're building the audience. We're letting everyone know this is what you have. So on top of all the different offerings that we're offering you, imagine being astute enough in the market that you can make 40% on your money on any given week, right? So let's continue. So let's look for our numbers. Okay, this is Facebook. Let's look for the red and greens. So we wouldn't touch any of that. Let's look 16 red and green. Ooh, 16 red and green. Look at all that movement, right? 18 red and green. Look at that movement. Now, after this, there's no more numbers. Therefore, we're not owning this anymore. Went down, went up, went down, went up. And you might say to yourself, Anthony, what's these green bars? I'm noticing that there's green bars. Well, green bars are what we coded as trend change bars. And they're not an invitation, but they're a confirmation. We don't buy things on them, but when we see them in a stock that we want to buy, we get super excited. So look, stock went up, trend change bar went down. Okay, stock went down, trend change bar went up. Okay, stock's going down, trend change bar, stock went up, right? So there's a lot of things that go into what you're seeing here. And let's just continue so you could see more of it, right? All right, look at these numbers. Any red and greens? Nope. So we just keep moving. But look, trend change bars going up, trend change bar down. Going up, trend change bar going down. Going up, trend change bar going down. So there's a lot that's going on here. It's going down, trend change bar went up, now sideways. Going down, trend change bar went up. And again, we don't trade on trend change bars, but we get excited when we see them. Any red and greens? 13 red and green. We wouldn't have bought it, but it went up. So even still, if the worst case scenario is you have a moment that's not super duper duper and you only made 10, 20% on your money, is that a bad thing? See, our program, our members have become so spoiled. And I don't want to say spoiled in a bad way. We when you go on CNBC, oh, this stock made a 10% run in the last week. It's doing amazing. We don't even care for that. We do 40% at least once a week. And it's all right here in front of you, right? Okay, here we go again. 12, red and green. 13, red and green. Bump, bump, bump. Right? And, it's not like we're even looking at the stocks. We're just finding where these numbers are because we already have them coded to appear when they present themselves. Ooh, 14 red and green. Okay, let's buy it here. Now, let's take a look at something, right? Look at this stock. I don't know what it is, but look how ugly this is. This is disgusting. Would you ever buy anything like this and feel comfortable? So let's forget where any of this is. Over here, you would have just been a part of all this and you're buying it lower than it's ever been. Would you have had the confidence to buy it here? I don't think so. But then you would have said 14 red and green. Okay, and look. Now, I wouldn't buy it. I don't buy 14 red and greens. But you could have, and you could have made your money right there. Let's see what we got here. A whole bunch of numbers. 18 red and green is the last red and green. Boom. But then what's this? 19 green, no red. Still went up. But look at this. You don't have a number anymore. It's over. Get out. Bump, 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 bump. Right? All right, so we've been going through the NASDAQ. Let's go take a look at something else. Wait, what is this? Oh, so close to the 20 red and green. 19 red and green, though. Oh, great, 19 red and green. Cool, bump, 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 right? All right, let's get out of the NASDAQ. Let's go take a look at the S&P. All right, nothing there. We already know Facebook. Tesla. Oh, we sent a note out for this. We highlighted it. 17 red and green. Look, we even circled it. What happened afterwards? Woo! Like, you can't make this up. What a ride that was. Frickin' Tesla. Anyway, let's continue. All right, Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company. 13 red and green. Do you want to buy it? Okay, boom. JP Morgan, 13 red and green. Do you want to buy it? Boom. Ooh, 14 red and green. United Health. Now, what have we done? Tesla makes an autonomous car. Warren Buffett is the oldest investor in the entire world. JP Morgan is a financial company. United Health is a healthcare company. All four of those examples are absolutely, completely different. But look, boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Right? So let's continue. All right, I don't see any. What's this? PayPal. 14 red and green. Okay. So PayPal is actually on our super duper duper list because it's currently a 14 red and green. PayPal just came out with earnings today. PayPal was up to $240 before in the aftermarket. Look at that. It was up $3.60 on the day. Could you have made money in buying that? Yes. It had earnings today. We didn't buy it because we don't buy things that have earnings that day. We think that's called gambling. But does that mean other people can't? No, 14, red and green. Go do it. 13 red and green. Boom. Okay, cool. Let's see. 13 red and green. Boom. And now it tailed off. So here's the thing. It was 13 red and green in the morning. 12 red and green the day before. Would you have gotten out and made your 40%? I don't know. Maybe if you got a really good price, you would have. But what's the next day? There's no number anymore, which means after the next day, you get out. There's no more reason to own this thing. Just because you don't, if you don't get your 40%, that's not the reason to stay in. You don't say, oh, I didn't get my 40%. I'm going to stay in here until I get it. Because you know what would happen? Over here, you're crying to your mommy, right? Now, just to let you guys know, I do this every day, which means you would never be doing this by yourself. You would have access to all of our research, but you are free to make your own decisions. But if you didn't want to make your own decisions and you said, you know what, I like following what Ant does, you could do that. All right, 17, oh, 18 red and green, cool. Boom, would have got out. You made your 40% there. Because again, you're working with options. Options move so quickly. So they move so quickly on the top side, but they move so quickly on the downside. So I know what you're thinking. Ant, this is a 16 red and green, and it went down. Well, here's the other part of it. When we buy anything, we buy half one day and the second half the next day if it gives us the opportunity to buy more. So yeah, we bought half a position here, bought the other half of the position here. Okay, would we have been profitable anywhere over here? Well, we would have definitely been profitable by here, and we would have gotten out because it doesn't have a number anymore. Would we have been 40% profitable? I don't know, maybe 20, 25%. So, oh, darn, it didn't work out. We only made 25% in 2 days. Shucks, right? That's how high the bar is of what we're doing. All right. Ooh. 2 green bars equal trend change with red and green. Okay. Question and answer. We got a question. How are you alerted to the individual stock buy signal 20 red and green and above? So the alerts actually are done manually. I do them. Every single morning I send out, well, again, as of now, I send out an email every morning because the app isn't out. Once the app is out, you'll be able to open your app and say, oh, Rhino Wealth, let's see what's going on there. Oh, cool, these are the stocks. So as far as it goes of alerts, the alerts currently are coming from email from me to you. Once the app is fully done, you'll be able to see that. And again, we're just waiting on Apple or Google to email us and say it's a store. Like, that's how close we are. Brian, I didn't mention specifically in the email, Anthony, but this is definitely an example. I don't know exactly what it is, but there has to be a way to make this make sense for those who can't see the graphs and charts well so they could benefit financially from it. So yeah, so in the email that we send out every morning, we highlight the ones that have, we highlight the stocks that have been filtered down, that are the ones that we are looking at, and we send a screenshot of those stocks. So you'll get a screenshot of all of this to see exactly what we see. When the app is actually in the store that you could go ahead and just simply download for free, you'll be able to click the button and go right through it. So to Brian and to Donald, all of the notifications will come to you, and I do them in such a way that it allows everyone to understand exactly what it is we're doing. So we don't just say, hey, ABT 17 red and green, go do it, right? It's far more than that. How do I get rid of this thing? Okay. So 2 trend change bars equal a strong trend change, thumbs way, way up. You're the best. So we did send out this alert and look what happened, right? All right, so let's continue. Ooh, what's this? 13 red and green. Okay. 14 red, no green. All right, where's our, okay. Now we probably would have got out here. We definitely would have made our 40% because look at those, how steep that is. But let's say you say, you know what, Ant, I know that you always like 40%, but I'm my own person. I don't want 40%. I want 100%. Okay, cool. As you can see, most of them give you that anyway. Well, you know what, Ant? I'm not even 100% type of person. I'm a long-term investor. In fact, I could take your picks and instead of being greedy, I could hold them for a month. And I so clearly could see I would have made many hundreds of percent. Okay, cool. Well, for that person, look at this. Woo! Now, mind you, what date is this? June 21st. What date is this? November 8th. That's what? July, August, September, October, like 5 months to go from 127 to 180 on Nike. It's a pretty big company, right? It's not just like a little company. Walmart. Oh, 12s and 13s, but it went down. Okay, let's see. Oh, no red and greens. That's how important all of it is to line up. All right, so it's 8:30, and because we're actually taking these videos and uploading them onto a YouTube channel we made, I want to kind of keep them under a half hour. Oh, real quick. This has a lot of good stuff going. 20, oh no, 20 red and green. But 19 red and green, how cool is that? You really wish it was 20. So you bought it here, you're still holding it, you're still holding it. There's no more number here. You probably would have got out here if you're super disciplined. YouTube channel, yeah. Let me see if I can find that actually. So we just made it. No, that's not it. Because I wanted somewhere where I could put some videos up. How do I share this channel? How do I share this channel? Sure. Oh. Hold on, view channel. I'm guessing this is it, right? So that should get you there. In which case, all the videos that we're doing, we're putting there. Did I just lose it? All right, there it is. Okay. Okay, so you would have made your money. Cool. Can someone just click that and tell me if it gets you to the channel, in which case you could just go ahead and works. All right, perfect. Subscribe, and we'll put everything right there. Hey, Rain's in the house. Rain is one of my favorite people in the entire world. Okay, so let's take a look at the super duper list, because this is going to let you know what it is that I'm buying right now. I bought this today. 18, no red, but green. Look at all these red and greens. So I really, really believed it was going to turn red at some point today. It didn't, but I'm very, very comfortable with an 18 light red and a solid green with all of these evening. Yeah, totally cool. With all of this right there. So what is this? This is an ultra short QQQ, which means when the NASDAQ goes down, this goes up, which means what our algorithm is actively predicting right now is that we're going to have a pullback in this market enough that having a short position is going to be quite the good performance, right? So we just bought this today. Now let's take a look at what it looked like today, right? If you pull a 1-minute bar of this thing, so let's pull a 5-minute bar. So this is where it opened up today, and this is where we bought it. Look, and it recovered, and it ended up positive today. Now, that doesn't say like a whole lot of everything, right? But the market was up. Anyone notice that? The stock market was up today. Come on, man. Okay. The stock market was up today and the short index was up today, which means a lot of people are saying, or at least they're expressing their behavior with their money. Yeah, I see the market up, but I don't really believe it. So what else is going on? Well, this is another 18 green, light red, and it has some light red bars here, so it's not as strong. But what's this? This is the same exact thing, but shorting the S&P. What's this? 18, another same exact thing. This is on the S&P as well. What's this? Same exact thing. It's on the S&P as well. What's this? Same exact thing, but on the NASDAQ. What's this? Same exact thing, but on the NASDAQ. And it ended up flat with a market that's up. This is on the NASDAQ technology as well. This is on the S&P. Den Networks, I don't know what this is. It's a consumer services cable satellite TV. Sounds cool. 14 red and green. No clue what this company does, but I identified it. I did the work. I know what it is. 14 red and green. PayPal, I know what this company does. 14 red and green. Was up today. What is this? Repay Holdings, 13 red and green. Now, why are we highlighting a 13 red and green on a Monday? Well, do you know how long it takes to go through 3,500 stocks? Which means anything that's over a 12, I put in on a Monday, because if this stays all week, it's now a 17 at the end of the week. If this loses its mojo, I X out of it. This list was 28, it's now 13. 13 red and green, ETRN, Equitrend Midstream Corporation. No idea what that company does. 13 light red, no green, right? But look, 6% outperforming the market, 4% outperforming the market. Look at all these. So, full disclosure, we own this right now. And you know what? We're probably going to buy more tomorrow morning. So, what I would like to share with everyone, the email that I sent you to be live on this call, if you can go ahead and simply respond to it and say include me or whatever, I'll go ahead and include you in our mailing list for Rhino Wealth. In fact, tomorrow I'll even make that mailer a little bit more inclusive. I'll spend a little bit more time offering a little bit more education, because I do know whoever asks me is going to be seeing it for the first time. So those that are current, I don't think will mind that I'm teaching a little bit. And for you, you'll be quite pleased, hopefully, right? So that's what Rhino Wealth is. And as you saw in live real time, it works. And if you had the opportunity to take a look at the stock market and say, wow, I could win that often, then it doesn't matter what the jobs report says and what the Fed's doing and all this other nonsense. Again, every data point, every behavior, everything all has one thing in common. A human decides to buy and sell, which means a human's behavior is what you should always be concerned with, is the number one harbinger of what's going to happen. Therefore, if you were able to identify and calculate and chop up human behavior to such a science, put it in an algorithm, spin it, times it by infinity, and allow a computer just to tell you where to buy, where to sell. Now, mind you, I don't mean to say that in terms of, oh, I'm just sitting here and allow the computer to tell me. I coded this. I know what the computer is going to do. In fact, if I had the time to do everything that I told the computer to do, I'd be sitting here 24/7, 7 days a week, doing exactly what it takes me now only a couple hours a week to do. So that's Rhino Wealth, and I really would like everyone to be a part of it. It was $2,000 a month. It's now completely free. If you don't want to be a part of it, cool, don't be. I'm seeing the emails now. Everyone that has emailed me, you will be on the email list starting tomorrow. Guys, love you. I will have this video up on the YouTube by tomorrow morning, as well as we will have another live tomorrow. And we're going to continue offering all of our stuff, showing everyone exactly what we're doing. Because once the app is out, we're going to go very quickly, super duper high drive, and wait till everyone gets introduced to the coin. And we've introduced it a little bit, but things are really going to start picking up. I think I have one last question. Is Rhino Wealth different than Rhino Premier? No, Donald's already a part of Rhino Premier. Donald's the same exact thing. Rhino Wealth is just our rebranding of the name to introduce it on the Rhino platform, because Rhino Premier sounds really great for us, but I want those that don't know us as well to understand what it is on a first glance. And wealth is more synonymous with money than Premier. That's the only reason. Anyway, love everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.